Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Cassandra Terry. I am your manifesting miracle maker, and today is Friday. It is Focus Friday, where we talk about mental focus, how we can cultivate it, how we can strengthen our ability to focus, and what that does for us in our ability to reach our goals, what it does for us in our ability to live peacefully, what it does for us in general. When you're able to focus, you're able to dig in, you're able to take your energy and your resources and pour them into whatever it is that you are wanting to accomplish at that time. If you have the ability to control your mind and grab the focus that you need, then you basically have the ability to accomplish anything that you set your mind to. It's a little dark. Let me see if I can add some more light. See if that might help. Hopefully, you guys can see and hear me okay. Let's see. Is anybody on my Facebook feed? Um, if anybody's listening in right now, drop me a thumbs up or a comment to let me know if you can hear me okay. My internet, the feed looks really low. Good morning, Alicia. Can you hear me? Can you give me a thumbs up or something and let me know whether or not you're hearing me okay? I'm looking at my strength of my feed. It just went up. It's looking really low, and the typical music that plays in the background, it didn't play this morning. So it's just things are a little off, but I see the yes. Thank you so much for confirming. So I think you can hear me okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I see you just jumped in. Angela, welcome. I'm so glad you're able to join me this morning. Today is Friday, Angela. This may be your first feed with us, or if it's not your first, it's the first time that I'm actually seeing you here and able to acknowledge you. So I thank you so much for being with me. Those of you on TikTok, I see you scrolling through. I think there's a couple that actually have stuck around and are watching this morning. Um, if you drop a comment, I will be more than happy to acknowledge you. I appreciate you guys for joining in. I see people coming in from Facebook, from YouTube, from TikTok, and from LinkedIn. So we are about to get this party started. It's Friday, y'all. So that's how we should be thinking about it. We've just about made it through another work week. For those of us who do the typical Monday through Friday, today is it. It's Friday. We have a few hours to get through. And before we get there, we are going to spend some time talking about focus. So while we're waiting on folks to continue to join, let me ask those of you that are already here a question. Did you, at least up to this point, have you accomplished what it is that you intended for this week? Did you have the focus and the intentionality in place? Did you set a goal for this week? And now that we're down to the last day of the work week, how are you doing against that? Give me some thumbs up, some hearts, some thumbs down, a comment. How are you doing against your plan for the week that's quickly coming to an end? Good morning, Karen. Thanks for joining again. Focus is the conversation of the day. And I want you guys to think about what you planned to get done this week. What did you have planned for your personal life? What did you have planned for your career? What did you have planned for your job? Did you have anything planned for your family or in any relationships? Are there some conversations that need to be had to firm up some relationships or for you to set some boundaries? Did you have some intentions set? What did you have to focus on for this week? And if you didn't, now that we're at Friday, just think about it. Good morning, Bridget. It's very difficult to evaluate how your week has gone if you didn't have any goals set, if you didn't have something that you were focused on striving for. Good morning, Mohammed. Thank you so much for joining. So just think about that. Having focus, being determined to meet a goal or to get something done helps you to evaluate, assess how you're spending your time. Are you moving towards the things that you desire or not? It's important. It's an important question. That focus helps you more than you realize. So we can start with today. If you're thinking about this and you're, nah, I think I kind of missed the mark. I've just been doing what I needed to do every day. That's basically how most of us live. But those of us who want to not just survive, but to thrive, we have to know what that means. What does it mean to you to thrive? What does it mean to you to have a life on fire versus a life on autopilot? Life on autopilot, we are reactionary. We are just reacting to whatever pops up. We get up, we go through our morning routine, and we kick off our day, and we put one foot in front of the other, and we just do the things that we always do. Our lives are more valuable than that. We don't want to just react to what comes our way. We want to have some input. We want to have some control over how we're spending our time. Our time is one of our most precious resources. When it's spent, we can't get it back. It's not renewable like a lot of things. I can give you love and attention all day long, and then I can find some more and give it to someone else or give you more. But my time, that's one thing that's the great equalizer. We all have 24 hours in our day. Some folks have more help than others, so they can get more done. But at the end of the day, we're all dealing with that same 24 hours, no matter our race, no matter our color, no matter our gender, no matter what. 24 hours is what we get. So that is a precious resource. When something is not readily available, readily renewable, easy to get, that's what makes the cost go up. The things that are just everywhere, supply and demand. If there's a huge supply, it's not going to be very expensive. But something that's hard to get, something that takes a lot of work for it to come about, those are the things that we have to pay the most for. Think about your time. When it's gone, it's gone. You're not getting any more. There's a new day. The next day is coming and you get those 24 hours, but you'll never get back the time that you've already spent. So think about your time as a very precious resource. And when you realize that it's precious, you know how you take care of something that's really, really meaningful to you? How you take care of that versus the things that are around all the time that you don't put much thought into? Your time is one of your most precious resources. And the way that you can spend it well is to focus on it and be clear about what it is that you want to do with it. So you want to start by laying out a plan every day. What are the three things that I'm going to get accomplished today? I was doing that this morning. Even as I was waking up, I was thinking about somebody who needs something from me. And it's somebody who's very important to me, who's going through a hard time. And if I will take a few minutes and write up some things for him, he'll have something that he needs to keep moving forward and maybe come out of the situation that he's in. So that was top of mind. I need to write these two things up and get them delivered to my friend. That's something in my personal life that I want to get done. It's the end of my work week. So I need to look back over my plan and go, okay, what were the things I know on Fridays I've got to catch up on email? There's so many that come in throughout the day. I usually try to keep up, but this week has been especially challenging. So I know I need to carve out some time to not talk to anybody, to not do anything, but get through those emails and make sure that I've responded because the week's up. And if I let any more time go, it's going to be very untimely in my response back to those folks. So think about it. What are the things that you need to accomplish? What are the things that I need to accomplish to wrap up my week and be able to completely let go of the work week and slide into my weekend that will be more family, that will be more friend, that will be more self-care? What do I need to do to close down this week well? What am I focused on? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Focus Friday. Good morning, Kimberly. Good morning, Mother. And I'm going to try to give you guys, I am not going to try, I am going to give you a few tips, 6 or 7. It's early. I haven't looked back at my notes. I think it's 6, but it could be 7 tips that you can use to help you expand your ability to focus, to help you when you sit down and you're trying to focus. What are the things that you can do to really hone in on the task at hand? So give me just a second and we will jump into what does it take to focus? Oh, and so I don't forget, because at the end, I kind of ramble a little bit and then we're done. I'm going to share a link with you guys. I was reading the verywellmind.com has a lot of things about mental and emotional psychological health. It's a website that I look at every once in a while, and I was looking at their things that you can do to improve your mental focus last night. And so I want to share this link with you guys. Did I? There it goes. All right, so I see it went to Facebook, it went to YouTube, went to both of my Facebook's pages, but it doesn't look like it went to LinkedIn. So after the live is over, Muhammad and anyone else that's watching on LinkedIn, I will do my best to remember to jump over and drop the link there as well. It's a really good article. It's an easy read. It's a quick read, but it does help you to think about focus, and they give you even more, detailed things to do to expand your focus. And they really do a good job of explaining why these things are helpful. So y'all know me, I kind of boil things down to a handful of steps, and then sometimes I expand on those steps if need be. So what does it take to focus? First of all, you have to identify the object of your focus. And I was talking about that just a few minutes ago. What is it that you want to accomplish? Maybe it's just a little bit of time to relax. Maybe I'm starting to work on a book, and I was working with my coach yesterday, and that was one of the things she said. You have to decide when and where, and lay out your plan. So I know that I need to focus, at least for the next couple of months, on the activities that it's going to take to get this book written. So I've got my object. The goal is to complete this book. All right. So that's my object. And then you need to have a designated place and time to do your work. You have to have that time. Where am I going to get this work done? When am I going to do it? And you calendar that, and you protect it, and you use that time. You stick to it every day, every week, whatever frequency it is that you've designed for yourself. Remember that it's there, stick to it, and do whatever you need to do to honor what the commitments that you're having with yourself. So it's only me. If the book's going to be written, I am going to have to sit down at my desk. My intention is 1 hour a day to just write it out. And it's not enough for it to just be 1 hour a day. I've got to decide what hour that's going to be. I just had the meeting with her yesterday, so I don't have my full plan in place. So until that full plan is in place and I start to implement it, it's just a dream. It's not a real goal. It's just something that I would like to see happen. It's up to me to put the activities and the actions in place to actually make it happen. So where am I going to write, and what time am I going to write? How long am I going to write? Am I going to write a certain number of words each day, or am I going to write for a certain amount of time? You need to give yourself those kinds of specifics so that you really have a goal and you know when you've hit it. It's one thing to have a goal. It's another thing to determine what success looks like. You need to do both things. Is it just the time on the clock? All right, I'm going to write for 1 hour. I can easily set my alarm, and when the hour is up, I'm free to get up and go do something else. Or if I'm really inspired, I can keep going. But at that point, I've met the goal, and I can see success for the day. I can see me moving towards the goal that I have in hand. Or maybe I want to do 500 words a day, and I'm not done with my writing for the day until those 500 words are done. So think about how you value something, what success looks like for you. You determine that, and make sure that it's realistic, something that you can really commit to, and then just do it. So determine the object, and then have a designated place and time. The next thing that you have to do is recognize and remove distractions. What are the things that, if they pop up, are going to get in your way? For me, I can't turn my TV on until I'm done with the activities, because hit a recording or start watching one of my shows and say, okay, I'm going to give myself a little mental break. And my mental breaks are about 15, 20 minutes. Shows are longer than that. And before you know it, I'm into the series and I'm clicking and I'm watching, and a couple of hours have passed and I've completely lost track of what it was I was trying to do. I know that about myself. You guys have to know yourself that well, and you have to be that honest with yourself. So, me, when I grab that remote, I can hear myself going, okay, I guess you're done for the day, because the likelihood of you stepping back away from this thing and getting back into it is small. So if you're okay being done for the day, make a conscious decision that that's what's happening. Don't fool yourself. Don't lie to yourself and say, okay, I'm going to just sit here and watch this. Y'all, I will forget to eat. I can get so lost in the TV if one of my favorite shows is on, and just go and go and go. And there's that precious resource gone. My time's gone. I can't get it back. If I'm going to continue to work, I've got to decide that I'm going to stay up late. That's going to affect my next day because I've got a certain time I have to get up. So now I'm not sleeping. Maybe I haven't eaten. So I've made a bad choice for myself if I haven't reached the goals and done the things that I already wanted to get done. So know what your distractions are, know how they affect you, and then incorporate that into your decision making. Again, you want to be focused. You want your life to be on fire. You don't want to just be reactionary. And in order to be that, you have to know you. You have to know you better than you know anybody else. And you have to be honest with yourself so that you can deal with those. We all have our things. We all have that Achilles heel, that weak spot. So know what yours is and then plan against it. Plan so that you can overcome it, and that it does, and you don't just fall susceptible to it every time it creeps up. I know better. If I click that TV on, see you later. Some hours may have passed before I get going. So I don't click it on until I'm done with the things that are important to me. Then I can relax. I can really enjoy that downtime and not feel guilty about it later. Happy Friday, sending me some good vibes. Thank you so much. My light is making it difficult for me to see your name, but I see you coming through on TikTok, and thanks so much for the comment. I take all the good vibes that I can get, so I appreciate it. And I've got my armor on, so if they're not good, they're not coming through. So I definitely appreciate you sending me some good vibes. All right, so what are some other distractions? How about social media? I just got distracted, didn't I? Because I saw that comment coming through, and mid sentence, I wanted to recognize the person who commented. So it grabbed me for a second. Social media, we're constantly scrolling. We're training our brains to focus for just these little short periods of time. And when it's called on for us to do longer than that, we can sometimes find it difficult to focus, harder than what our we did in the past, when we didn't have those little sound bites that were always coming at us, those little flashes of information. I blog, and I know when I write something that's too long, longer, more content, there's some things that I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to make the paragraph short, put some space in between, drop some pictures in, maybe a little movement, some animation to keep people's attention. It's required. It's just because our brains are literally being wired differently than they were decades ago because of those little short bursts of information. We're good with the commercial length, but if you want to get me into a long story, it better be really good. It better have some action or something that's really going to sink me in, pull me in, or my attention will go elsewhere. That's just the way it is now. And we have to know that. So if social media is your thing, put your phone away, out of sight for that hour while you're working on whatever it is you're working on, or whatever your frequency is. The phone is the other thing. I've got some folks who call me all the time. Like me and my mom, we talk every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. My sister is going to text me every day, sometimes multiple times a day. But there are times that I carve out where I have to just be productive. I have to put the distractions away. So sometimes I'll just turn my phone down, or if I'm in my bedroom, stick it under my pillow. I get it out of sight so I don't even see it light up, because silencing it is one thing, but the phone's crafty. It's going to light up and grab your attention another way. It's going to vibrate. It's going to get your attention unless you determine that not now. This block of time, I'm focused on this thing. So the distractions have to be put away. Even your friends and your family can be a distraction. That's a negative way. It feels negative to say that, but it can be true. If you're really sunk in and you're trying to get something done and somebody's coming in and out or trying to have a conversation with you, if you're not careful, you may get frustrated with them, or you get frustrated with yourself and just give up on what you're trying to do, which brings me to my next point. Instead of allowing all that to happen, what you need to do is communicate. Communicate what's going on. Have a conversation with your family members. Have a conversation with your friends that you interact with on a regular basis. Hey, on Monday through Friday from 6 to 7 is my writing time. I'm working on a book and I'm going to write every day for that hour until I get it done. So if you need me, if it's not an emergency, hold off and hit me after 7 or before 6, or just drop a message and know that I'm not going to get back to you until after 7. If it's a real emergency, reach out to my husband because he'll be close by. He can get in touch with me and pull me out of what I'm doing, but I'm not going to be near my phone from 6 to 7. If you communicate that to people, they'll get behind you. They'll slip up every once in a while because it's your schedule, not theirs. But if you honor your own boundaries, if you honor the commitment that you've made to yourself, they'll get on board and they'll do the same. So communicate what those plans are so people are aware, and that way they're not stumbling into your time and you get frustrated with them and they don't even know what's happening. It also gives you another accountability partner. It gives you people in your life who will help you protect that time. And if they see you doing something else, I could just see my husband looking at it, hey, it's 6 o'clock. Aren't you supposed to be writing? That helps you. That helps you. And that's somebody who's in your corner, working with you, trying to help you accomplish what it is that you said you set out to do. So know yourself, build a community of folks, make them aware of what's going on, and then you, the next step, have to honor your commitment. You have to honor it. You have to honor your commitment. It's your commitment. It's a commitment that you've made to yourself so that you can accomplish something that you've determined is important to you. So no one is going to be as dedicated, or no one should be as dedicated to that thing as you. So honor your commitment, set that time. And then the last step, how many that it is 6. Couldn't remember if it was 6 or 7, is you've got to listen to your body. I tell people all the time, and I've trained my management team to understand how I work mentally and physically. First thing in the morning, I am good. I can get up early with you guys, even if I haven't slept well or much the night before. When I first wake up, regardless, I am good. Mentally, physically, I'm at my best. Late at night, same thing. I can grab my laptop, I can type, I can produce whatever content I'm working on, I can write for my blog, I can do whatever. I enjoy it. Everybody else is asleep. It's some quiet time. I don't have mama or wife guilt and feel like I'm, not giving enough time to the family. I'm not taking away from anybody because it's just me and my keyboard clicking away. And I enjoy that time. But in the middle of the day, because I'm up early and because I'm up late, that middle of the day, I'm not that great. Come somewhere between 2 and 4 every day, I'm exhausted. I am mentally tired and my brain is just not firing as well as it typically does. I'm not as sharp. I may be short because I'm tired. So the response that you get may be a little sharper than it needs to be. I know that about myself. So a lot of times during the middle of the day, I'll take a nap. I realize that everybody can't do that. We all have different work environments and rules and things that we have to abide by. But I've been on my job for 23 years. I've worked with the same people for a lot of those years. Me and my manager have a great relationship. He knows that the work's going to get done. I've earned that over that respect over those 23 years. And I also value myself enough and know how to articulate and create boundaries for myself that I can manage up. You have to manage your manager. And if you've got a good one, you can do that and it'll work. So I will just let them know, because that's part of it. I'm transparent and we communicate. I'll tell them, hey, I'm gonna step away from the laptop for a little bit. The brain's not working, so anything that's gonna come out is not gonna be as good as it could. And so I'm gonna either take a power nap or just sit and relax for a little bit, and then I'll log back on and get back to my day in about 15, 20 minutes. That's a normal conversation between me and my manager. He knows I have the best of her in the morning. I'm going to have the best of her near the end of the day, but there's a time where she needs to recharge her battery. That's training your manager. That's listening to your body. That's honoring what you need. And so those are conversations that I have. And the only reason I know to have them is because I started to see the pattern. I started to see myself really sluggish every day around the same time. And so I started to build that in to my environment so that I could push past that and get right back to delivering good quality work. Sometimes I may go take a walk. Sometimes, like, life happens. We get frustrated with people and with things that are going on around us. Instead of me allowing that to drag me down, I will just step away for a minute. I've got a raised garden outside. I haven't started working with it much yet. The weather is so off, but going out and just weeding in my garden or looking at the plants or just walking around for a little bit and feeling the sun on my face, it resets me. It recharges what's going on, and it allows me to take the breath that I need to take, and then to get back into my day and be productive and operating at the best I possibly can. But in order for me to do that, I've got to listen to my body, and I have to know what my cycle is like. So I encourage you to do that. So those are the 6 things that I wanted to share with you guys today. And when it comes to expanding your focus, I've left you an article that you can read that will give you even more clues, deeper clues. Everything that comes from Very Well Mind is science based, it's researched. So it's not just me clicking and clacking. You can actually hear from other people who work in the field of mental health and of strengthening the mind, and they can give you even more than kind of the highlights that we're talking about right now. But what are those highlights? 6 things. Determine what the object is of your focus. What is it that you really want to accomplish? Be very, very clear about that. Have a designated place and time to work on whatever it is that object. You have to recognize and remove your distractions. Turn off the TV, put the phone down, put it out of sight, step away from social media, your friends and family. All of that can take you away from that designated time. So get rid of the distractions. There may be other things for you that distract you. Get clear about that. Think through that. Think about, what are the things that crop up that take me away from what it is I have planned to do, and know that that's a distraction for you. We're all different, so there may be something unique for you. Figure out what that is, and know during your work designated time to work on whatever it is you're working on, you've got to put that thing aside. And then you communicate what your plan is. Let the people around you know, this is what I'm doing. This is the time that I'm not available because I'm working on X. And then you communicate it so they know not to come in and disrupt you during that time. They also will help you stay accountable. And then you honor that commitment. Whatever plan you set for yourself, whatever frequency, whatever time, wherever it is that you're going to get it done, be there and do the work. You'll be so proud of yourself, and it will encourage you. You'll set a precedent with yourself that I stick to my commitments. I get things done. Once I set a goal for myself, it's going to happen. You want to have that positive self-talk. My shirt says, speak life. And that comes from Proverbs 18:21. You want to always be speaking life over yourself. Speak the positive. Tell yourself that you can. You want to become your own best advocate. And then listen to your body. Know your cycle. Know when you're at your best. When am I most productive? When do the juices flow better? Answer those questions for yourself so that as you're building your work plans, you're actually building it at the time that you are most likely to work well. I know for me, that's not going to be like between 2 and 4. I've got to carve out 15 minutes during that time to recharge my battery. Know yourself that well so that you're constantly giving yourself, giving your body what it is you need in order to be successful. So those are the six steps to helping you focus. And I have attached a pinned a comment for my free online class, Transforming Your Inner Critic into Your Inner Advocate. I encourage you guys on a regular basis that if you haven't taken it, take it. I had a couple people take it yesterday. I got some really good feedback. One lady carved out the time and did it right then and there, and she said she finished it in about 30 minutes. So you can get through the content in about 30 minutes, an hour at the most, but you want to, take good notes and really practice what's there. And the reason that you're doing that, you're going to carve out that time, is because you're going to connect with what's going on in your head. How are you feeling and talking about yourself? And where you find negativity, where you find messages that are holding you back, you're going to do the work so that you can reframe those messages so you get out of your own way and you're able to focus. You're able to be intentional. You're able to set good, clear goals, knowing that you deserve them, knowing that you're capable of them, and doing the work to get there. And so that's the first step. The first step is we have to get our mental right. We have to get that self-talk focused in and positive so that we're speaking life over ourselves and we're encouraging ourselves towards the life that we desire. And then once you've done that, I've got a full program. We start with that free class, and then I'm thinking about putting a group together soon where we actually start working through all those things in more details. We'll talk about that at a different time, but I can help you get there. I show up every day because I am a life coach and I'm a mindset strategist. And I work with my clients to figure out themselves. We focus so much on all this outward stuff that we have absolutely no control over. And that stuff loses meaning and it loses its effect so quickly when we have our mental on point. If you feel good about yourself, if you're speaking life over yourself, if you know that you deserve, if you know that you are capable, what happens around you is irrelevant because you know what you deserve. And I've got a program in place that can help you figure that out, help you know what you need to reframe. So drop me your email and I will send you, if you can't find it, in the comments, go ahead and drop me your email and I'm going to send you that free course. There's a few things that I can send you, but we'll start with the course because I really want to see you guys win. I want to see you mentally strong and supportive of yourself, and I can absolutely help you get there. So, thank you guys for joining this morning. Let's see, I've got a few comments that I missed. Angela said, be not deceived. That's right. Know thyself. You have to know you. And you have to be honest about what you find. Don't judge it. Just know it and be honest about it. And then you're in a position to actually change what's there that you don't like. If you get to judging and beating yourself up, you just start a spiral that's going to hold you down. So don't judge the things that you find. Work on improving them. And then Kim said, I was making myself upset for no reason. All these classes helped me set good boundaries and smart goals. We so appreciate you, Cassandra Terry. And then she said, thank you for your email, Angela. I will get that over to you in just a few minutes. And all of you guys, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching from. If you don't want to put it in the group, you can DM me your email and I'll get that class over to you within the next hour because I believe with everything in me that it will help you. Our work is internal work. When we have ourselves together, when we feel good about ourselves, other stuff will fall to the wayside and we will just get busy creating the life that we deserve. That's what I want for myself, and that is certainly what I want for each of you. So if you guys catch this on replay, hashtag replay, and leave your comments, and I will definitely get back to you and reply to your comments as well. That is it for the week, guys. The week is up. On Monday, we talked about mindset. On Tuesday, we talked about transformation. On Wednesday was Wake Up Wednesday. We talked about being intentional. On Thursday, yesterday, we talked about gratitude. It was Thankful Thursday. And today, Focus Friday. We will do it again next week. We start all over with mindset on Monday. I'll have something new, some fresh material for you, some ways that you can focus in and develop the mindset that you desire. So I look forward to seeing you back. Remember, on Mondays, I come in at 12 on 12 Central. So noon, and then the rest of the week, Tuesday through Friday, I am here at 7:15. It has been my pleasure to connect with you guys today. I look forward to my weekend. You are welcome, Angela. I enjoy sharing my time with you guys. This weekend, I am intending to take good care of myself, and I hope that you will do the same, and we'll get back together on Monday and talk about mindset. Send me those emails, guys, and I will get the class over to you within the hour. Have a great day. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you back on Monday. Bye-bye.